Imagine waking up one day and realizing you spent years, maybe decades, giving your energy to things that don't matter. Not because you were foolish, but because no one told you the difference between urgent and essential. Most people spend their whole lives figuring out what truly matters. Some never do. But today, you don't have to wait. In the next few minutes, I'm sharing with you the most powerful lessons I've learned, not from books or gurus, but from stumbles, silence, and second chances. Lessons that rewired my nervous system, not just my to-do list. If you walk away from this unchanged, it won't be because the truth wasn't here. It'll be because you chose, once again, to wait. So whether you're feeling stuck, exhausted, or quietly wondering if this is all there is, listen closely. This isn't inspiration. It's intervention. Your mindset isn't just part of your reality. It is your reality. For years, I thought success was about talent, timing, or luck, some external force that either blessed you or passed you by. Then I noticed something. The people who kept rising, not the loudest, not the luckiest, but the ones who kept showing up, all shared one thing. They believed growth was possible. Not because life was easy, but because they refused to let hardship harden them into certainty. Your brain is a pattern-seeking machine. If you tell it, "I'm not enough," it will find evidence in every rejection, every silence, every missed opportunity to prove you right. But if you whisper, "What if I could?" even quietly, even shakily, it will start scanning for footholds, not failures. This isn't positive thinking. It's neural retraining. You don't need to believe you're already there. You just need to believe you're capable of moving. That shift, from fixed to fluid, changes everything. No one is coming to save you. Not because the world is cruel, but because your power was never meant to be outsourced. I waited for a mentor to notice me, for a friend to push me, for life to finally give me a break. And while I waited, time passed. Not dramatically. Not with fanfare. Just day after day of quiet surrender disguised as patience. The truth is brutal and liberating. You are the only person who will ever care enough about your dreams to bleed for them. No one will fight for your vision like you can. No one will see your potential in the dark the way you do, if you dare to look. Taking full responsibility doesn't mean you did everything wrong. It means you're finally ready to do something right. Stop waiting for permission. Stop rehearsing reasons why it's too late. The world doesn't reward potential. It rewards participation. Show up, not perfectly, but persistently, and everything begins to shift. Discipline beats motivation, every single time. Motivation is a guest. It shows up unannounced, stays for a while, then leaves without warning. Discipline is the homeowner. It's there in the dark, before the sun rises, making the coffee, lacing the shoes, opening the document, not because it feels good, but because it matters. I used to wait to feel ready. I collected quotes, watched videos, rearranged my desk, anything to avoid the discomfort of beginning. But action doesn't follow inspiration. Inspiration follows action. Discipline isn't about grinding yourself into dust. It's about sacred repetition, the quiet commitment to show up for yourself, even when no one's watching, even when the results aren't visible yet. That's how trust is built, not in the world, but in yourself. And once you trust yourself, everything else becomes possible. Small daily improvements don't just add up. They compound, silently, relentlessly, like interest on a soul-deep investment. We overestimate what we can do in a week and underestimate what we can become in a year. Read 10 pages a day, not to finish a book, but to remember how to think deeply. Walk for 15 minutes, not to transform your body overnight, but to reclaim the rhythm of your own breath. Write one honest sentence, not for an audience, but to prove you still have a voice. These aren't hacks. They're acts of faith. And faith, repeated daily, becomes identity. You don't become disciplined by doing one hard thing. You become disciplined by doing one small thing, consistently, until it's no longer hard. Until it's who you are. Failure is not the opposite of success. Inaction is. Failure is data. It's your life whispering, this path is closed. Try another door. For years, I treated failure like a verdict, proof I wasn't cut out for this. So I stayed safe. Small. Silent. But every person I admire, not the famous ones, but the ones who live with quiet integrity, has a graveyard of failed attempts behind them. The difference? They didn't let failure write their story. They let it edit it. They asked, what did this teach me? What can I adjust? Where is the next step? Failure only becomes final when you stop moving. As long as you're learning, you're winning, even if the scoreboard hasn't caught up yet. Your habits aren't just routines. They're votes, cast every day, for the person you're becoming. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Want focus? Don't set a goal to. Be more productive. Delete the app that steals your attention. Want peace? Don't vow to. Reduce stress. Build a 5-minute morning ritual where no one can reach you. Habits are the architecture of a life. The big dreams, the book, the business, the healing, they're built in the mundane. The choice to cook instead of order, to walk instead of scroll, to speak kindly to yourself instead of replaying old shame. You won't change your life in a weekend, but you will change it in a year, one unglamorous, faithful choice at a time. The people around you don't just influence your mood, they shape your neural pathways. Your brain syncs with the dominant frequencies in your environment. Spend hours with cynics, and your own hope begins to dim, not because you're weak, but because connection is biology. You absorb the pace, the posture, the possibilities of those you're closest to. This isn't about cutting people off. It's about curating your inner circle with the same care you'd use to choose a therapist or a trainer. Who leaves you feeling expanded, not drained? Who challenges you without shaming you? Who believes in your potential, even when you don't? Protect your energy like it's the non-renewable resource it is. You can be kind without being available. You can love without losing yourself. Health isn't vanity. It's the foundation of everything. Your clarity, your resilience, your capacity to show up for the people and work that matter. I treated my body like a rental car. Push it hard, skip maintenance, ignore the warning lights, until it broke down. Not with drama, but with fatigue that sleep couldn't fix, anxiety that logic couldn't soothe, a heaviness that no achievement could lift. Your body isn't separate from your ambition. It's the vessel that carries it. Move not to punish, but to honor. Eat not to shrink, but to fuel. Rest not as reward, but as requirement. When your nervous system feels safe, your mind opens. And when your mind opens, creativity, connection, and courage flow in. Money is a tool, not a measure of your worth, not a finish line, not a substitute for meaning. For years, I thought more money would solve everything. Then I got more, and the emptiness remained. Money amplifies who you already are. If you're anxious, more money brings more things to worry about. If you're generous, more money becomes a bridge for others. Use it to buy back your time, to create space for reflection, to say no to what drains you and yes to what restores you. Save not out of fear, but out of respect for your future self. Invest not for greed, but for freedom, the freedom to walk away from what no longer serves you. Chase purpose, not profit. The rest will follow, not as a guarantee, but as a byproduct. Start now. Not when you're ready. Not when the kids are older. Not when the market shifts. Now, in the mess, in the doubt, in the middle of the unfinished. There is no perfect time. There is only this time, and it's passing. The most dangerous lie we tell ourselves is, I'll begin when I have more energy, more clarity, more confidence. But confidence isn't the starting point. It's the destination, reached only through repeated action. Do the thing badly. Send the imperfect email. Make the awkward call. Begin the draft with the wrong words. Momentum isn't born from polish. It's born from participation. And every time you choose action over anticipation, you prove to yourself, again and again, that you are someone who does, not just dreams. These lessons didn't come from a podium. They came from breaking, bending, and slowly learning how to stand again, not in the same place, but in a truer one. 35 years of trying, failing, waiting, waking up. And if there's one thing I know for certain, it's this: wisdom isn't valuable until it's used. So don't just nod along. Don't save this for later. Pick one truth that landed in your chest like a stone, and let it move you. Not tomorrow. Not after this video ends. Now. Open the notebook. Text the friend. Walk outside. One step. Then another. The life you want isn't waiting in the future. It's hidden in the choices you're willing to make today, quietly, consistently, without fanfare. You don't need more time. You need more trust in yourself, in the process, in the quiet power of showing up, again and again, for the person you're becoming. That person is already here. You just have to begin acting like it.